Located on 225 acres in Garden City, Long Island, Nassau Community College, a member of the State University of New York system, has close to 20,000 students attend the school each year. The college mascot is Leo the Lion, and these are his stories of the school's absolute best and brightest who have graduated over the past 50 plus years. So let's catch up together as the Alumni Association of Nassau Community College proudly presents Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Lion Tales. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and I serve as the parliamentarian on the board of the Alumni Association. I am a proud graduate. Lion Tales is a show that celebrates the successes of our alum, and together we will share stories that will uplift, inspire, and often amuse you. Each week, I will introduce you to the alumni of Nassau Community College interested in sharing their experiences while attending the college and the secrets to their success. Look for new and exciting events on the Alumni Association social media pages and share any exciting news with us on Facebook, Instagram, or on our webpage at ncc.edu/alumni and join the association as a lifetime member. The lion is the mascot for Nassau Community College. Lions are associated with balancing power, strength, and grace. Our alum possess these same characteristics and symbolize courage, nobility, and valor. Each of our alum contribute to the beauty of our college society. Together, we are Lion Tales. Today, I would like to welcome to Lion Tales Ni-Ima Lovesong-Lattimer. Ni-Ima is a proud graduate of the class of 2019. She received her associate's degree in liberal arts, and she works and hopes to continue working with many nonprofit organizations to serve her community. And her hobbies include writing, poetry, singing, acting, and dancing. She looks forward to expanding her reach into the community via nonprofits and pursuing her passions for the arts. Ni-Ima is a creative person and believes NCC provided her with a strong foundation to succeed in all areas of her life. Welcome to Lion Tales, Ni-Ima Lovesong-Lattimer, class of 2019.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Miss Lynnda.
How you doing? So we'll start at the very beginning. What led you to Nassau Community College?
Okay, what led me to, this is going to be hilarious, but the colors.
Okay, those are the best colors, royal blue and orange.
Yes, my favorite color is orange. And being that Nassau is very local because I am a Hempstead resident. That's what led me there. Also, my father's side all started at Nassau and ended up at Hofstra. So I was trying to follow behind them.
Oh, that's so interesting because most of us that have gone to Nassau, we ended up probably at Hofstra, which is what happened to me. And yeah. I didn't know. I always thought Hofstra was out of reach. I just didn't. I said, no, if I apply, I'll never get in. And then, we did. I was so excited about that. Yeah. So your first experiences being on the campus, were you a newly graduate from high school and you went right over to the college? Is that what you did?
Well, I could tell you it's a little backstory. To give you a little backstory, I was a high school dropout. I did not finish high school. Life started lifing. I lost my child, my third child, and a light bulb kind of went off, and I just wanted to do better after that. So I actually went to Long Beach Ed, and I didn't want a GED, so I got a high school diploma in Long Beach, New York. And right after, I attended Nassau. So to say that I did play around with life a little bit when I was a teenager, but I don't really have regrets because I feel like I was more focused as an adult and as a mother on pursuing my degree. Do I wish I would have did it the timely fashion? Yes, but I don't have regrets on the time that I did go.
Wow. Yeah. See, it really depends on, the journey, but somehow that led you back to Nassau. And, a GED is very difficult, but then also just completing high school is also difficult. So here you are now, you're a young person moving into that campus life. What were some of your memorable experiences being on the campus at that time?
Oh my God, Nassau is so wonderful. Where do I start? Okay. When I first got to campus, I was hearing about the whole thing of it being in the 13th grade. So I ignored that because I don't like judgment anyway.
Right.
Also, I was a little scared and nervous being that I was an older adult and I felt like high school students were attending and I would be judged. So I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
I was scared a little bit that I didn't, know or had the proper knowledge to attend college. But once I got on campus, oh my God, like the professors, the departments, the students, everything just accepts you. Like I was just amazed. I was expecting a challenge. The only challenge I really had was parking. That's it.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't get there early enough, you were parking in the back closer to the street to come in. But other than that, I would say that I was really embraced by the staff. The staff made it an easy transition from me being scared and nervous as a young mother and an older adult to feeling like an actual college student. They didn't judge me by my age or my experience, but the transition was good. It's like they held my hand. I'm getting chills. They actually held my hand through the whole process, and I think everybody down to the nun that I used to help hand out lunches for the students at other schools. Everybody helped. Everybody helped in my transition, even the students. And they called me Mama Bear, which I like. I took in.
Yeah, there's always that feeling. Like I try to explain this to people that when I go onto the campus, I always feel this feeling of calm and presence and happiness there. And I teach at other colleges and I've been to all these campuses, but nothing ever made me feel as kind of satisfied as, going on to Nassau's campus. I love it. I feel like some kind of spiritual vibe is always present for us there. And they never really turn us away. And the professors that I had too, a lot of times we don't remember. There are a few that will stick out in your head. Yeah. Was there anyone there that actually really kind of, that you remember and gave you that inspiration?
The first professor that stuck out to me was Professor Jenkins. It hurts me that he's gone.
Yeah.
It's Kenneth Jenkins. He was the first one to take me under his wing and guide me and gave me my first campus job. Wow. So he stuck out because he was the first one that I actually let in and embraced, because I was a little scared to let anybody in because I felt like I was going to be judged, or I was afraid of letting anybody know that I didn't know everything, if that makes any sense, Mm-hmm. But Professor Jenkins knocked down that brick wall. the professor he he even checked me on my attitude sometimes, because I could have been a little feisty as an adult student,
Yeah.
To listen to another adult. So I was a little feisty sometimes. And he was the one that just knew how to G-check me in the most polite way.
Yeah. And what classes did you take with him?
I took Africana Studies. I also did work studies with him. So I worked in his office, and that's what introduced me to wanting to act. I don't know if he shared the theater.
Yeah.
So I did my first play at Nassau, and that's what gave me the love of wanting to act.
Oh, wow. So what was that like? That's something that, again, coming out of your shell. And
yes.
So what was the play? What did they do?
Okay, the play was called Zoom Man, and it was a wonderful play. I had a small part. How it started is I was the one to organize the play, the scripts and stuff like that, hand it out, make sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be. And then one day I was sitting there reading it when I didn't have anything to do, and I went to Professor and I was playing around with him. I recited one of the lines, and he was like, "Oh my God, you did so well. Go over to the theater and try to get a part." And I'm like, okay. I was like, but I can't go on stage. And then he was like, yes, you can. And then I was like, but my memory is bad. I can't remember a whole script. This book is thick. I was just giving him excuses after excuses. So he actually walked me over himself, and he sat with me, and I got the part, and he came to the first play. And after that, I just was doing plays up until this very day. And Professor Jenkins is the one that kind of nudged me in that direction. Because he always said I was a character. He used those words. You are a character. You are a whole personality itself. So he said, this is the right field for you. So he
Yeah, and you know
actually
how
walked over.
you know how usually actors are shy by nature, or they're not what when you see people on screen and then you meet them in person or you talk to them, they're very, very shy and they just can get into character. And so you having, kind of reservations and being shy, all of a sudden you're on stage and you sort of come to life. So
Yeah,
he
it's
must have
like
seen that in
he's
you.
seen that. He's seen that
He's
because
seen
even
that.
I shocked my own self because I didn't think I could do it. But once I got on stage, I was another person. So I'm just like, okay, I like this. I'm so
Yeah.
happy that he pushed me to do it, or I wouldn't be doing it to this very day. I still do plays to this very day.
Yeah. You were listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Ni-Ima Lovesong-Lattimer, class of 2019. So tell us about some of the work that you would like to do in terms of nonprofit, within the community that you live in, or with expanding into other communities. What do you think's lacking in society today? What do our communities need to kind of thrive again?
I feel that the community is lacking resources. As myself, I'm a single mother. My kids' fathers choose not to be there. So I go to a lot of charities and nonprofit organizations and pantries to try to get by with me and my three kids. So I feel like communities is lacking resources. Some people don't even know that these charities is out here that helps you with school supplies or school uniforms or food or gift cards to Stop and Shop. So I feel like the reason why I want to get into that, not only because I want to give back because they're helping me, but my heart always been in helping people,
Yeah.
and if I can be on the front line, I want to be on the front line. But this
Yeah.
community lacks resources. They don't know what's out there, and it needs to be more organizations out there on foot, more resource put on television, commercials, something needs to
Yeah.
be said, something needs to be mailed, like these voter registrations, like
Yes. Mhm.
come to the doors and, you asking people to vote, tell them they got these resources, you go door to door for that, go door to door and let people know there's help out here.
Yeah, because there's so many families that, even at St. Martha's Church in Uniondale, we did a lot of outreach with their food bank. And, they were serving maybe 250 families a week, but then it doubled and it went to 500 a week. And we wanted to get the word out so that the families knew that on a Friday you could go to the pantry and they would be restocked. A lot
Yeah.
of families didn't know that. And
Yeah.
so it was difficult, but like again, we have to get the word out for everything that we do. I think a lot of the local government and the local legislators, they need to be they're pretty active in with like a lot of the back to school and giving the supplies out.
Yeah. But
Some of the
then they just
companies,
care after that.
yeah, and I
That's the
think that
thing.
that's something that you could really keep going
Yeah.
and because the kids don't just need the supplies at the beginning of the year; they all throughout the whole school year they have to
Yes.
replenish.
Yes. And like after August, I would say the first week of September, then it gets quiet,
Yeah,
and not families are still struggling throughout the year. Kids' shoes get small, kids need coats for the winter,
right.
more school supplies. So I think that the help and organizations should keep it going, not just have an event for this summer or this month. They should keep
Yeah.
it going and definitely get the word out.
Yeah, and I think even if you're working with social services, a lot of times the information it's confusing, and you probably can get more than you're getting, but they don't make it readily available. So a lot of families say, "Oh, I don't want to fill these papers out anymore. I'm so tired of doing it."
Yeah.
What do you think about social work for your future? Are you interested in pursuing that?
Yes, I'm definitely interested in pursuing social work because I just feel like even though I'm just one person, I feel like something has to count, and I want to count. I actually have a heart, I have compassion, I actually want to help, even if it's just one person at a time. And I feel like if it starts with me, cool. If it's other people that come after, that's even better. So my heart is definitely heading down the nonprofit, social work, even disasters, whatever I can help. I want to be hands on though. I don't want to be at a desk pushing papers or data entry. I want to be on the front line. I want to be hands-on.
Yeah, and I think a lot of
and that is because the help that I get and I receive is important. It's helping me mentally, physically, emotionally, so I want to be a part of that movement.
Absolutely. And a lot of, again, families that with young children, you do want to make sure that we can give everyone like optimum advantage. And I think the way to do it too is just for us to spread the knowledge and like spread the information, because a lot of times people just don't know. I mean, even with the voting ballots and all that, when it comes to the House, even those things are confusing and, wish it could be easier. But again, a lot of it's door to door, making people aware. But you also, pursuing your art, which includes, singing and acting and writing. How do you think you could balance the two?
I'm going to say a joke. I would actually go to people's door and act while helping them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I actually how you have to work during the day and then take off those work clothes and go into mommy mode. Right. So basically that's what I would want to do. I want to be out in the community helping, and then on the side, do what my passion is, which is acting. Acting is my first passion.
Yeah.
And my second is writing poems and reciting. Singing and dancing, that's kind of like a bathroom thing. But yes, I would want to do both. But if I had to choose one, it's definitely outreach.
Yeah. And now the outreach, I think, is really, outreach kind of connects, because even like in community theater or like a poetry slam or those types of events, that's something that like we could kind of start on our own, and then people, because they know that you're coming out to do it. When you're writing, what are some of the inspirations that, where is that coming from? Is it coming from like deeply rooted or like surface, or both?
Well, it comes from trauma. I started writing during trauma. Then I found out later on my father wrote poems. So I started reading some of his stuff. So I started piggybacking off of things that he did not finish. I did my first slam at Nassau. I forgot the celebrity that came in that week, but I had a chance to recite one of my trauma poems. I do have it recorded on my phone. It was nerve-wracking though, because you want the audience to like what you're saying, but I know that I was saying some real raw stuff, so it's kind of a downer, but most of my poems came from trauma. I do want to switch up sometimes. I do. My brothers challenge me sometimes. They'll be like, I'll give you the word blue, go write a poem. And I'll come back with a poem about blue, So I do write other stuff, but how I started off, I called it Put My Feelings on Paper, and it just turned into a poem. And my feelings were stuff that I've been through in life. Right.
And then do you find that journaling is helping you like work through pain and work through, post-traumatic stress that, comes up in life?
Yes, it definitely helps, because keeping it bottled in is like a build up. It keeps building up until it feels like it's a headache. So when I put it on paper, I'm actually letting it out. Even if I'm not reading it to nobody, I'm letting it out. And then I could go back in time and see, I'm here now. I was there. That's growth. So it's actually a healing thing for me also.
Yeah. And then how much is based on your spirituality or your religious beliefs? Do you find that there's a balance between the spiritual side and then the journaling side? Do you connect that at all during the day?
I definitely connect both. I would say that I'm not religious, but I am spiritual.
Yeah.
I don't go to church, but I do believe in God, if that makes any sense. So I talk to him like he's my friend, and both go hand in hand. Most of my poems will start off with an entry, Dear God and all above. That's how I start off my journals, so he can hear me while I'm writing.
Right.
So both of those go hand in hand.
Yeah. And I'm, the more you kind of like read other people's poems and talk about it, then you see that everybody's coming from kind of like the unknown. Like there are so many things that we don't know, but, once you start writing it down, it seems to kind of like come together for you as well.
Yes.
If you How would you describe yourself as a student now? Because
As a
now that you've been through it, so when you move to the next step, how do you feel? Do you feel more confident?
I feel more confident. I'm not what did I call myself when I first started? A hot mess. I feel more put together. I feel more organized. I feel more confident. I feel more sure about my future. I feel like I have a vision of the path that I want to go. I did not have any of that before I started Nassau. I have to thank Nassau because they definitely gave me a clear head. It took some time, but I am a better person, a better mother. I have patience. I have my self-esteem went up a lot. So, and I got all of that from Nassau. And what I want people to know is like, even though it's a college, I actually was on campus when I didn't even have classes because it was like going home, it's my second home. The professors were my parents and aunts and uncles and stuff like that. You could actually go to Demetrius and
Yeah.
say my name and he'll have a whole bunch of stories for you, and also they don't just help you on campus. I want to say that, because that's very important. I don't want people to think once you leave campus you're forgotten.
Right.
I had got sick on campus. I am a lupus. I have lupus. I got sick. I passed out on campus. I was rushed to hospital. I was in ICU, and they did not forget about me. They actually sent me flowers, chocolate, cookies, everything. They sent cards. When I came back, the desk was decorated, so they help you on and off campus. Even when, I get sick a lot. I don't know if you know what lupus is. They'll send someone to your house. They'll check up on you. They care about you on campus and off campus. And actually that means a lot. That means a lot.
You were listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Ni-Ima Lovesong-Lattimer, class of 2019. So we were speaking about, the fact that, Nassau is sort of the extended family. And, based on your experiences, what do you think makes you now? What would make a good student coming to the campus? What kind of students do we want to attract to the college?
I would say get those students that are not sure about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I call myself a Build-A-Bear because I built myself when I got to Nassau. So I think Nassau needs to attract those students that's not sure. So that way they come in fresh-minded, open-minded, and they could start from scratch. And it will mean so much more at the end after they're done. They can attract the students that know what they want to do and know where they're headed or coming from somewhere else. But me being from scratch and having been to school since 2003, and Nassau built me up. So I feel that Nassau should attract those like me, because I promise you, I made a very good story at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. The experiences that we come in, if everything's based on, our prior knowledge and our prior experiences, that's something, even when we're teaching young children, even with your own kids, what they already know and what they've already experienced is where we can build their confidence so that they can become better and better as students. And, even for adults, those are the things we really need to remember as well, because a 17 or 18-year-old kid coming into a college, their brain is not even fully developed. They say not until you're like 25, your decision making. Yeah. I remember you just don't know, what you love kind of, but you're not really sure really where you're going.
And you could be indecisive. So you could come in and don't know, and they will help you or guide you to figure it out. You will figure it out sometime, soon, Yeah. And like I said, I came in, I didn't know what I was doing, and I'm an adult and I didn't know what I was doing. So I just want, students that's coming in or thinking about coming to know that it's college, right? You have to go to classes. You're there to better your educations. but there is a fun side to Nassau too. You know, they have to know that part too, but they're coming in as teenagers, so they don't want to just hear about education and the classes and there's good stuff too there, you know, and I touch base with every good thing that they had going on at Nassau. When I tell you I was so involved, from the activities to the events to the clubs to the outings, to I could go on and on. I promise you I could go. And let me say this too. Being that I said I wanted to do outreach, right? I was struggling while I was in school, and they even had an outreach there on campus called the Nest, which is a beautiful place to go. Yeah. They helped me through the semesters also. So the Nest is awesome. I did the commercial for the Nest also. But they're awesome. And just to put it out there, they got good stuff.
Yeah. And they're still, very active because there are a lot of students and with some of the issues of the students not being able to come off campus to get lunch, they were bringing in the food trucks, and the Nest, I think, was providing for some of the students as well. Yeah. And, those are the things that are available to us as students and alum. And I think it's great to be involved with all of that. Let's see. So I would like to thank you for being our guest today. How can our listeners contact you?
You can find me on Instagram at butterscotch with an A, not an ER, 1984.
Thank you for being here today. Thanks so much for being our guest. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and I serve as the parliamentarian on the board of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association, and I am a proud alum. Lion Tales is available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. More information is online at nccradio.org. Thanks for listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.